Then let's get into where do you guys like think Mega Man is going? Obviously, it's been a rough couple of years. I mean, last year we got the I'm gonna go train wreck of Mighty Number Nine, which I believe that is an unholy abortion.
Proud backer.
Oh, really? Good, good.
I feel like I'm one of the few people that would like to say a saving grace for Mighty Number Nine.
You
The
can get
concept,
out,
the concept,
out.
the
Yeah, that's
concept was
meta.
good, right?
Yeah, the concept was great.
The idea of the game was fine. The execution was a bit sloppy, but you also have to bear in mind it's not Mega Man. So many people are going into Mighty Number 9 thinking it's Mega Man, and that's where everything is falling over. It's not Mega Man. Everyone has to let go of the fact that Keiji Inafune can't make Mega Man.
Okay,
He's not making Mega Man, and that was the largest problem I feel with it. Yes, there was some annoying voice clipping, and there was some not so great level design choices. I will not say it was a fantastic game, but if you took it on its own merits, it was an okay game. And I think that needs to be recognized. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it was good. I think that Mighty Number 9 has received way more flack than it should have received because everyone was just going, oh, it's Mega Man. And then they're wondering why it's not enjoyable because they're comparing it to a game that it's not trying to be.
I can give you that a little bit, but at the same point in time, we need to recognize that this was pitched as a Mega Man spiritual successor. So, like, when I got it, I was expecting, like, the same thing, but Mighty Number 9 is just full of, it's really kind of like take a Mega Man game, show them that, and then make them play Mighty Number 9 and be like, this is what you don't do as far as level designs. Like, blind jumps into instant death spikes. The whole freaking, like, big bosses midway through shooting instant death kills at you. I'm like, this is bullshit. Because it becomes more of it doesn't rely more on your skill, it relies more on, well, I hope you luck out and miss this.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it though, but okay, did you guys know that they recently released a game titled I think it's Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, I love that game. This this is coming from someone who absolutely hates Mighty Number 9 and refuses to ever pick it up and is halfway tempted to like burn it and then piss on the ashes. But like I remember I had my brother he was sitting in this chair, I was in my recliner, and I was just playing through this game and loving it. And he says, wow, you're playing a Mighty Number 9 game. I go, yeah, I never thought I'd say these words, but I am playing a great Mighty Number 9 game.
Yeah.
And that's sad that here's this game who made this? Like Concept made it, but it wasn't like, yeah, here's a game from Level 5 Studios that made a better Mighty Number 9 game than the guy who's credited with being the father, quote unquote, of Mega Man. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And I love this game, and I love those. I mean, I got 90% on it. I need to go through and get the ratings on all the levels. But like to sit there and be like, this is an amazing game is ridiculous to me. I should not be in this position where I'm thinking I'm actually playing a good Mighty Number 9 game, instead of thinking, wow, Mighty Number 9 was shit, and now
I think the main reason that probably occurred, which is stuff behind the scenes that we won't ever know, is the fact that you have to consider the fact that Keiji Inafune at the time, he couldn't devote all of his time on the game. So for the majority of Mighty Number 9's development, he wasn't the sole developer. He wasn't a leading developer for the duration of it. He was having to focus on, managing a company, managing products and all that. He had so much. I'd like to think that in behind the scenes, he was so overwhelmed by everything else he had to try and do, he didn't give the time and attention he needed to give to Mighty Number 9 to make it more like Gunvolt. I think if Keiji Inafune had the time, we would have had a way better, more enjoyable experience of Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, well, part of me also thinks that the game was really rushed. Like, you could see it when they downgraded the graphical style and all that. Like, I don't know how I am, but like when I give someone money like on Kickstarter or whatever, I don't care how long it takes you. Just make the game and make it great. Take the time you need. As much as it sucks when you get your favorite games delayed, just take the time you need to make these games great, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, Keiji Inafune, I think, Mighty Number 9 was released in April of last year, wasn't it? And then I believe Recore was released in September. And both of them were Keiji Inafune. So part of me wants to say, like, maybe he was focusing more on Recore, because that was a AAA-esque developed Xbox exclusive than Mighty Number 9, you see what I'm saying? And as much as horrible as that sounds, I truly think that's probably what happened, you know? And that's fine, but Recore is the same way. A lot of the problems you see in Mighty Number 9, you see in Recore as well, you know, as far as, like, it's not as polished as it should have been. The gameplay's a little wonky. Like, any of you guys play Recore?
No.
Oh, okay, so I'm just talking to myself here. I'll explain it like this. Like, this is when it finally hit me about it. But, like, in Recore, you get, like, this spider robot, and you can have him, like, go up these tracks or whatever, you know? And it's supposed to have an animation where he moves his arms up and down like this. Well, one time, I sent him up the tracks, and it's just like a stale model just went across the screen.
Just T-posed up there.
Just hit the corner where the wall meets like this, and it goes... and then sparks shit start flying. I'm just like... Okay. You know? Like, that just happened. But I feel like that's a bigger problem, because, like, I'm perfectly okay with delaying a game. Just delay the game, make the game great. But, I mean, it really sucked, because, like, Mighty Number 9 was just like, oh, fuck, yeah, Capcom. Yeah, you're not going to make a Mega Man game. Keiji Inafune is going to make the Mega Man game. You know? And then oh, God, it was so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
But
personally, Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
No, I think that, I mean, for Mighty Number 9, I actually think, well, when it first released, I thought it was horrible, terrible actually. But like looking back at it, I think it's an okay game in many ways. But I think that one of there were so many problems, but one was like the Kickstarter itself, how it was handled, and it was a disaster. The Kickstarter. It really was. So I think like it wouldn't have mattered even if the game couldn't have like offset that campaign, no matter how good it was. I mean, I still would have preferred it if it came out like more polished and just a better game. But I mean, I still think that how poorly the campaign was handled, that it played into it a lot. And that even though the game is, I think it's an okay game, but I think it gets a lot of hate because of the campaign, really. I think that's a big part of it, not just the final like product itself, but...
But there's backers still to this day that haven't received, like, you know, people were supposed to get, like, physical copies of the game and stuff. It's ridiculous how horribly that Kickstarter was managed.
It's got to be the worst that I've seen.
And it scares the shit out of me for Bloodstained, because I'm just like, I am one of those guys, like, I loved Metroid, and I loved Super Metroid, and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, oh my god, you know?
Yeah. No, it's, I hope it turns out better. Yeah. I mean, they've at least, I feel, handled the campaign so far way better. There's been some weirdness there, I think, but overall, I hope it turns out good though, because otherwise it's, I mean, just everything that happened with Mighty Number 9, that was kind of a big blow to Kickstarter. I think a lot of people were kind of burned with what happened there, and you know, it would suck if Kickstarter kind of, you know, died out, because I think it's a great way for people to get their games done, and in fact, I mean, we'll be attempting a Kickstarter of our own later this year. So
any hits? I mean,
it's something very different from 2.5D.
Your very own game.
It's multiplayer.
Yeah,
it's our own. It's our own, but it's multiplayer focused, and that's about it. Very different from 2.5D. We'll see we think that there could be a market for a game like it. So right now we're working on a demo, and we're working on our campaign. So we're gonna have a go at it a couple of months from now. Though regardless of how it turns out, we're still gonna be supporting 2.5D as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if we can get this new one funded. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, but back to like, Mega Man. Like, where do you guys think it's gonna go? Like, there's gonna be a new animated series come out. Yeah, it was supposed to come out this year, but now it's been pushed back to 2018. Obviously, I'm thinking instantly when they say it's gonna be on Cartoon Network, I'm thinking the same thing with Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom was released on Cartoon Network. We got a crappy tie-in with the Wii U. Do you think we're gonna see the same with Mega Man? Which I'm hoping. And there's been a lot of buzz, like Mega Man Anniversary Collection 2 comes out in a couple weeks. So, like, do you think we're going to see, like, obviously Capcom must have some kind of plan for Mega Man. So, what do you guys think?
I think it's good to hope that. It is typically a roadmark of just, from an industry perspective, that you'll have a flashy project coming up. Normally in, like, a TV show or a movie happens. And then, by extension, they will try and maximize off of it, as it were. They will have the tie-in game, the tie-in product, clothes, I don't know, some kind of merchandise. So I think it's quite believable that Capcom are probably going to try and push something alongside the show.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Peter? What do you think? You thinking Mega Man game? I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I'm
for
hoping.
sure. Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Mm-hmm. So I think they're gonna do it.
Well, they did just announce a Mega Man movie a couple days ago too, so
yeah,
that's something.
I think they're gonna do it, and like who knows? Maybe they've even seen like the success of fan projects like Unlimited and ours as well.
And Mega Maker recently, yeah.
Yeah, Mega Maker as well. I mean, obviously there's a demand there, and I think they'd be stupid not to make use of it. I mean, this would be a great time, especially with the cartoon and everything that's been happening to announce a game, whether it be like a tie-in with the cartoon or even if it's a standalone thing. But I think it's gonna happen for sure.
Now, do you think the future of Mega Man is in 2D or 3D though? Do you think because we've had Mega Man Legends, which which was like kind of pseudo, it's more like Legend of Zelda than Mega Man. But do you think there's ever going to come a time where we might actually see a Mega Man a Mega Man 3D game?
I think, given the track record that they've shown, because there was a large gap between obviously Mega Man 8 on the PlayStation and then finally Mega Man 9. I think the fact that they decided for the Mega Man franchise, because obviously they went on to the X's, I think the fact that they decided to step back away from the X series and go back to then traditional 2D Mega Mans with 9 and 10, I think personally, I don't expect 3D Mega Man out of Capcom.
Really? Because that's one of my things is like when I saw that Maverick Hunter, like we said before, the Metroid Prime-esque one, like that looked so cool. And I feel like if you got the right people behind it and you actually put the time and effort into looking through it and how to make this game better, I really think you could have something there. It could be like the jump from when you had Metroid, Super Metroid, and then you went to Metroid Prime.
Yeah. But that also brought a large shift as well. You went from third person, arguably, with the side-scrolling, into first person. I think if you're going to try do a similar thing with Mega Man, it's going to feel very weird especially if you take Mega Man into the first person. I think that's going to be really odd.
But what if you did it?
I can't imagine platforming like Mega Man, the traditional Mega Man formula. I can't imagine that platforming working well with, say, the Legends series style of controls. And if you use that as a basis to look at it from, because that's a 3D Mega Man game, but it's Legends, it's an RPG, it's different. But if you think that's how they're going to look at it, I don't see the classic Mega Man formula working in 3D under that idea.
Now, what if you did Mega Man meets Uncharted in a way? Have you guys played the Uncharted series? Both of you?
Not played it, but seen plenty of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine like if you had Mega Man, Nathan Drake, you had to duck behind cover with your Mega Blaster and all that, and it was like, kind of like how Uncharted is basically, it's divided into sections, but it's all like kind of an open world game, like you just progress to a point. Imagine if you did that with Mega Man. You think that could work? Because like imagine like each one of those sections was like a robot master.
But then you're turning it into a third-person shooter, and it's not Mega.
Well, you don't think that'd be the logical next step for Mega Man? Because, like we said, first-person shooters would be a little off-putting, but it was off-putting with Metroid as well. But could it be a 2D or, a 3D open-world-esque, third-person shooter? Because, like, I feel like that would be the way to take either Metroid or Mega Man in a new direction. Because I would try that at the bare minimum. Like, there's 1,001 ways that could go wrong. 1,001. Same thing with Metroid, 1,001. But at the same point in time, I feel like that could be super interesting to see.
Yeah, no, I think it could be done. I do. I think like when Metroid Prime first came out, I know I and many others were like, this is never gonna work. Metroid's it's gotta be 2D. I think it's more a matter of just finding the right team for it, really. Like you said, there's a lot that could go wrong. Yeah. I think that the safe bet would be to go with like the established formula. On the other hand, like we've got a lot of those games as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like personally, I was really excited when Mega Man 9 came out, but I mean that's because the last 8-bit Mega Man game at that point, I mean, that's got to be like 15 years prior to that. Something like Mega Man 6 came out in 94, maybe 95.
Yeah, I think you're right, 94.
And then Mega Man 9
gap.
in 08, 09, something. So I mean, personally, I'd love to see a fresh take on it, and I'd rather see them try and even fail. At at this point, than to see like a Mega Man 11 or something, and here's your 8-bit Mega Man again.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, but on the other hand, like if they do experiment like that, and then say it flops, well, then the series is dead again for a good while, probably. So I don't know, man. It's a tough call.
But Mega Man's kind of dead right now. I mean, we're just putting ports of his games out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have given us something more than Mega Man. The Legacy Collection 2 only gives you, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it. You get those 4 games. And then you're going to get, what was it else? Like, you could have put in the Power Battles games, Battle and Chase, something like that, just to supplement the next 2 games. But they didn't. I mean, that's fine and all, but I don't know, do you think this is just them trying to be like, okay, we're just going to put out the classic series again so everybody can have it, and then maybe we're going to go dormant? But like at the same point in time, you got that series. But then again, if you guys have seen like the little bit of animation that you can find, that series definitely looks like a complete different take on Mega Man.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and... yeah, who knows? Maybe that's the way going forward. I don't know.
Peter, as we're saying this, 3D Uncharted meets Mega Man. Yeah,
he's just like secretly. He's like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's total shit. Like, no way this is ever gonna work. Next 20 years, timeline 20 years.
God. 20 years of development, fuck that.
My God, no, thank you.
Not on one game, God, no.
Anything else you guys want? Oh, go on.
I don't want to be the next Duke Nukem forever. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's nice. That would be nice
not do that.
to have on your
Hey, say what you want about Duke Nukem Forever. You could throw shit in that game.
That's what I'm saying. We don't want to be the next one.
That's the most fun I got out of it, really.
Could you imagine being in that development meeting? So what are we going to do with the bathrooms? Some guy in the back?
Yeah, I know.
I got an idea.
You know, that game back in like 97 or something, like Duke Nukem 3D was my favorite game.
Hmm.
I saw that they announced Forever. I remember looking at screens of it in like 97. Yeah, it must have been 97. And just, well, this looks awesome. I wonder when it's going to be out. And yeah.
Mm.
I'll set my clock for
Yeah.
10 years.
It's
gotta be out by then.
Yeah. Well, at least they went with a good title.
Forever, yeah, because it took forever to get it.
Mm.
Okay, is there anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Nah, nothing that comes to mind here.
What about you,
One thing
Kat?
I would like to say, and that would be, sorry it's taken us so long to get 1.0.2 out. It's taken us way too long. Each time we think, okay, we're about ready, something massive comes up. We're like, oh, we've got to fix this. We can't push it out with this. There's no point. So it's been pretty annoying working on it, saying, okay, we're ready to put it out around this time. And then about halfway towards that date, something shows up and it's like, no! So I would just want to say sorry for how long it's taken.
Yeah, and I think, well, we've touched on it already, but we can mention that, we intend to keep supporting 2.5D. The game is basically, it's complete, but there are stuff that we want to add. We still want to add online at some point to make it more accessible, for the co-op and versus mode. So that's a big thing. Then we want to keep, we want to add some more content and stuff like that as well. So I think we'll be supporting it for years to come, actually. So
I just remembered how we came up with the concept for versus mode. Friendly Fire was on, and we were going through. It was like, I wonder if they could have a versus mode. Well, people had fun with it in Mega Man 3. Let's put it in. Why not? People actually had a lot of fun with it. I was quite surprised.
Yeah, me too. No, but it's fun to see that people got some enjoyment out of that as well, because that was really an afterthought, to be fair. But it turned out pretty good.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining me on this thing. It was super interesting to finally talk to developers, see what you guys had to go through to make this game. So I got to thank you guys both for joining me.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun.
Yeah.
You guys want to plug your Twitters or anything, or?
Twitter.com ScrewBit Games.
Yeah, that's
Good spot
pretty
to
much
catch us.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching this interview. It's going to be split up into 2 different parts. And we'll see you guys again next time. Once again, I thank you all so much for watching. Bye.